Want to do a sketchbook tour? I don't really know what to say about this. Hi, I'm Hannah Sandvig. I write and illustrate cozy fantasy stories. Before I started illustrating my own books, I was a professional illustrator for over a decade. And somewhere along the line in all of that, I forgot how to draw for fun and how to be bad at art, which I don't want to say I didn't have fun because I love to draw. Always I love to draw, but drawing just for fun. Not for a project, not for a client, not for a book, but just to draw, to experiment, to play, and to be creative is something that I have really kind of lost the ability to do over the years. I think I put too much pressure on myself. I have limited time, you know. For a long time I had little kids. I still have kids, but they're big now. One's taller than me. And I just never felt like I had the time to be bad and to play. But I kind of burnt myself out on it. I did too much. I actually injured myself as well, so that was really cool. And over the last 8 months maybe, I have been trying to rediscover my love of just doing art, and especially since January. So I'm going to show you my sketchbook, which does feel a little like going outside of my underwear to let people see my sloppier, less polished work. Some of it, honestly, not very good. Some of it I'm very proud of. But I just thought it'd be fun to share it with you guys so you can see what it's been like to learn, I don't know, learn a new skill and learn to have fun again. Because I really didn't do any drawing on paper for about 20 years. I mean, a little bit, but I have not completed a sketchbook in at least 2 decades. So this is a big deal. It's not a finished sketchbook yet. I'll just show you, okay? Yeah, let's just look at the sketchbook. So here she is. I've got my little howl sticker and stuff. I really like this sketchbook, except for I don't actually love that the coating is peeling on me, but what is. So first page, not actually, probably my least favorite picture in here. So it's nice that I broke, you know, the seal and drew something, I guess. You can tell it didn't even go where the sketch went. I was trying out some markers and I did not like what it did. But, you know, they're not bad. Anemones. Oh, they're based off of some flowers from in my garden last summer. Next, I drew magpies. So this was also a drink and draw. Apparently, I wasn't really into the sketchbook yet because I hadn't done anything in between. But the main character, the male main character for the book I'm working on right now, is a magpie shifter. So I wanted to play with magpies, and I think they're like kind of funny little guys. He is a charming thief, so it suits. And then this one, I was at my parents', went to church with them and wrote down a little bit of sermon notes, but mostly drew a tree because trees are cool and easy to draw without a reference. I was playing with the drink and draw again. I was playing with some foxes, just trying to get used to drawing foxes, but also getting used to drawing with these markers. Oh, because there's also a fox in my upcoming book. Alright, so this one I am actually very, very pleased with. This was also at Drink and Draw, and I did the sketch then. I'll show you the sketch. And then I did the watercolor, and then I went over it with ink, which was trying something new for me. I usually am very lines first, so it was weird for me to kind of do it this way. But the idea is that for my upcoming series, it takes place in a little village on a cute little island named Misthaven, and the village's name is Misthaven. And there are like people, like human-sized fairies, and there are tiny little fairies, and there's a lot of nature. So I was trying to see how I thought that would all go together, and I was just really playing with ideas of like how we would cobble together kind of where tiny people live and where bigger people live, and just enjoy a lot of nature. I would like to live here personally. I think it'd be fun to hang on that green roof. And look, there's like a tree going through it. So there's like little shops and little homes. and yeah, I'm just very pleased. It was very fun. It's fun to play. As I've mentioned, that's what I'm trying to do, is be a little less uptight and play a bit more, and I think this was a good example of that. Alright, then there was March of the Fairies, which Casey Robin does on Instagram, and I was like, I'm gonna draw a fairy. I'm like, maybe I'll try anemones again, and maybe this time I'll do a better job, and I think I'm cursed because I had to fight drawing this. I was sick when I started, so I can blame it on that. She's not bad, but there were some times when I was not trusting the process. I'll just say that. Okay, this one is the house of my main character, that magpie I showed you earlier. He is a candle maker, and this is his candle shop in the winter. And I had a lot of fun drawing this, but what I did learn was that if I'm going to draw something that is kind of on this geometric straightness, I do need to use a ruler. So I actually ended up putting it into Procreate and fixing some of the lines because they were driving me crazy. And I'm planning to color it digitally, so I could also use it as a coloring page for when the book releases, but I haven't colored it yet. Okay, then this is a cool old tree. I had a day with my middle daughter, who is 14. It was over spring break, and we decided that we should have a day of whimsy, we called it, because we were bored and everybody else was sick and nobody wanted to do anything. So we went to the neighboring town and we made a list of a bunch of things we wanted to do that we thought would be fun, and we dressed cute, and then we would use a random number generator to decide what on the list we were going to do next. And one of the things was to go to Lakeside Park and draw one of the gnarly old trees. So we each drew a tree. Even got a little guy for scale. And yeah, it was fun. I always love hanging out and drawing with my kids. And she's the one who likes to draw nature, so it's fun. I was playing with some bunny ideas. I think that one's really cute. And it's mostly just stuff off of Instagram, just hanging around, seeing what I like for ideas. And then, you know, a little jackalope, because of course. Okay, this one also started at Drink and Draw. It's good, it makes me go out and actually draw. And I was playing with an idea of kind of a little page to go with my new book. Again, he's a candle maker, and we have kind of magical candles where you can infuse them with different botanical elements and then different kind of gems and gold dust, and he is a spell crafter, so then he can put a spell in the candle that works when it's lit, which kind of ties into the magic I've used in other parts of the series, sorry, of the world, but I've never played with candle magic specifically, so I think that'll be really fun. And I was very pleased with my line work for this one because I felt like I was finally starting to get the hang of what I wanted everything to look like. Not perfect, but apparently that's part of the charm or something, I don't know. Alright, this one was pretty recent. And this is my little firefox. You saw the fox earlier. And we've got Ori, who is a little, ooh, I don't remember how to say it. I think it's a tanuki. I'll go back and tell you if I'm wrong. And it's the Finnish legend of the firefox, which is a little fox that can run through the forest, and it sends little sparks and like sparkles into the air, and then they fly up and turn into the northern lights, which I think is amazing. So I was just playing with the idea of what that would look like. This one's more like a normal fox, but the rest of them I was playing with kind of northern light foxtail. I can't wait. The next chapter I draft and throw on Patreon will probably have our introduction to Ori, and I'm so excited. I think it's like the cutest idea. Okay, this is, I'll show it to you flat. It's meant as a 2-page spread. We went on a hike to Little McPhee waterfall, and I wanted to do a painting of the waterfall and then also things that we saw along the way. So the waterfall itself I started while we were there. I did the sketch and kind of the base color, sitting in front of it, but then I came home and finished it off. So I also took a photo, and I used watercolor and then some gouache for the white, which I was a little disappointed that it turned sort of cream instead of white afterwards, but I still am very happy overall with how this turned out. I like the little line work and kind of the looseness going out from it. Yeah, and then this was meant more like kind of a like nature journaling page, so it was different wildflowers that I saw along the way. This is a little bit of the creek again, and I took photos of things. This was all just photos, and then when I went back home I worked on it, and I was like, this will be such a fun, cute little sketch page, and it took me 2 weeks. So a sketch is a, you know, whatever you want it to be term, I guess. This was Mother's Day, and when my husband asked what I would like to do for Mother's Day, I said I would love to do a picnic, and I want to go out and do some art in nature with my girls, and him of course, but he doesn't draw. He he looks for birds. So it's lovely to hang out, but I wanted my girls to come draw as well. So this is Winlaw Nature Park. We went out first, I should say, to the cutest little flower farm that was having a Mother's Day event, and had our lunch there and wandered around. It was very lovely. And then this one, again, what I did was I did the sketch and then the base color when I was there, and I was very much like, I guess I'm going to trust this process. That's just about as much as I could do. I needed it to dry more. And then I took it home, and that afternoon I was like, it's not going to be a repeat of the Little McPhee Falls fiasco, and I did all the ink in about an hour then. So it's maybe 2 hours total, hour and a half sketch, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I love it. I think it gives the feel of being there, which is what I really wanted, kind of that lushness and that like of going through that little tree arch. Feels a little magical to me. Drawing something with all these straight perspective lines was, I just had to be like, it'll be what it'll be. Okay, this one, we were waiting for the ferry to go across at Balfour, to go across Kootenay Lake to visit my parents, and I don't know, we had a half hour to kill, so I was like, I'm gonna start painting. I paint now. It's pretty exciting actually, after years of not doing stuff like this. And this one kind of amused me because I feel like watercolor landscapes are kind of a lot of amazing artists do this, so I don't want to say it's just a hobby artist thing, but a lot of hobby artists who pick it up kind of in their later years really enjoy painting landscapes and mountains, I have noticed. So I was like, maybe that's what I needed. Maybe I needed to be both a professional artist and a hobby artist and enjoy both things. And that is kind of how this has been. Even though I've been doing stuff that's for my books, I still have just been letting myself do whatever I feel like with them and not worry about it too much. It's been really wonderful. So there was a lot more boats and buildings and things that I was just like, I don't care. I very much like the clouds, and I like the little trees, and I like the color overall. I think the color is really beautiful. I like these little like swishy tree parts. So once again, a learning experience, but I feel like I'm figuring out a little bit more by this point how watercolor works. And I did enjoy that. While this like sketchbook is a little ungangly to work with because you can't flip it over, so it's quite long to hold in your lap or on your knees, and it takes up like a lot of space on the table, but it's very fun for making me break out of my usual like, let's make an 8x10 or a 5x7 that I do digitally. So that's kind of amusing. And then I actually do this the same day as the foxes. I went back and filled the fox one in later. But I was at Drink and Draw. I was working on Silky's. I could not get her face at all. I was like, whatever, screw that, I'm gonna draw seals. So I drew some seals. I have some Silkies in my upcoming book. Not main characters,
but still fun. So I was just playing with ideas of like how they would wear their sealskins. And then this one is from just yesterday, and this is from earlier this week. So we went out into the lupins. We have this beautiful meadow of lupins that blooms every year nearby, near our regular hiking trails. And I just was like, I paint now, so let's go hang out and do some art in the lupins. And hilariously, my middle daughter also wanted to come out and paint, but she did not paint lupins. She was just painting stuff out of her head. But it was so fun to be out and painting together, and also to just wander around and enjoy how beautiful it was. In the lupins, it's just a little bit every year. Usually I end up taking photos in them, like Instagram photos, but I'm not really Instagramming this year. So I paint. I feel like between these two things, you kind of get a feel for what lupins are because I love their geometric nature, but I also love their color. I don't know, they're both quickies, but that's very fun. And that's how far we are. So I got pages and pages and pages to go. However, I haven't finished a sketchbook in probably, I want to say like 20 years or more. So it's pretty crazy to me that I've gotten this far, and I'm really excited. I'm like, maybe this is the year. It doesn't matter if I finish it by the end of the year, because it is, of course, just for fun. But it's exciting. It's exciting that I'm playing and learning more about new skills, and also just enjoying the creativity of it. So I hope you enjoyed that little flip through, and I guess we'll go back to outro, Hannah.
So that's what I've been working on. I actually have another page done and kind of a half-finished painting in there since then. So still going, still drawing. One of them is terrible, but if you want to see that, you're gonna have to wait until my next sketchbook tour in like the fall, probably. I don't know, follow along. In the fall I'll show you what I've done so far, unless I finish it before then, because I'm going on a trip. I'm really excited to do more travel painting. Yes. If you would like to see my art and learn more about my stories, you can head over to my Patreon. I share a monthly post with all of my sketchbook pages, like a little sketchbook dump every month, and I share all of my finished work and the work I'm doing for in my books. I also share a chapter a week of the stories that I'm writing. So if any of that interests you, Patreon. I also have a free community in there, and we have a lot of fun. If you've been feeling a little stuck creatively, I hope this inspires you, and I would love it if you go out and try and make something beautiful or not beautiful, something fresh, something fun, something that's not for anything, just so you can enjoy the process of making it. And if you want to learn a little bit more about me struggling with my imperfections and see some of the paintings and ink drawings I did last year before I started this sketchbook, you can check out the video here. I'm gonna put it here. Okay, bye. I'll like and follow. Yay! Okay, bye.